Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this is Yogesh and I know everyone is very good and happy new year to everyone. So this Java series, I thought of making the series. So in the last week or before that only, I created a poll in my Telegram as well as in YouTube channel that would you like to have, would you all want me to make a Java series? So many of them told me that yeah, they want. So I thought of making this series, right? So basically I'm not going to make this too long, like I will be covering some basic part and some OOPS concept as well as some collection wala part. So these are the things I will be covering, and what are the things which are required, that thing I will cover. So don't worry, everything topics will be covered which are required, right? And someone who has done C++ and they want to learn Java, they can also study from this series, as well as someone who is beginner and they want to start a Java series, they can also start from here, right? So if they have some basics of some basics language, then it's good. Otherwise no issues. If you're a beginner, then also you can start this series. So yeah, that's it, let's begin this series. But before that, if you're new to our channel, then please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you will be notified first when you upload our new videos, right? So let's start this Java series. So before starting the actual concept, the two things which you have to do is that first of all you have to install JDK, right? You have to install JDK, and the second thing is that you have to install an editor, right? You have to install an editor. So for installing JDK directly, you can go in Oracle, directly write Oracle JDK download, and you can go to the first link and simply you can download from here. Okay, all the versions are here. So and the second thing is editor. So if you want to, there are lots of editors, like you can use Sublime as well, you can use Atom, you can use IntelliJ, you can use VS Code. So earlier I used to use VS Code, like you can directly write VS Code download, you can go to the first link, and yeah, if you're using a Windows, then you can download a Windows version. If you're using a Mac, then you can download a Mac version or Linux version. But currently I'm doing internship at Geotab, and there we use IntelliJ for Java backend development using Java. So that's why currently I am loving IntelliJ. So I have downloaded IntelliJ and I will be explaining you there. If you love VS Code, then you can use VS Code as well. If you want to download IntelliJ, you can directly write and download IntelliJ. You can go to the first link and directly you can download the community version, which is a free version, right? So directly you can download IntelliJ. If you have Apple M1 Mac, then you can download this. Otherwise that, if you have a Windows laptop, then you can download the Windows version. Okay, so yeah, these are the things which I have to download. So currently I have downloaded IntelliJ. Earlier I used to do in VS Code, but I have told right why I am using IntelliJ. Yeah, so yeah, so we will be starting the things in this, right? So this is the basics code snippet which is already written when you create a project in IntelliJ, right? So we will be starting with this, like you can see that a class is written, class main. So inside this class we are going to write everything, all the program and all. So what is class, what is object, I will be covering this thing in the OOPS concept. Don't worry, everything will be covered. So be with us, right? And this is public static void main. So this is a function, right? And inside all the Java code start with public static void main only, right? So we will also come to know that what is public, what is static, what is void, what is main. We will cover everything, so don't worry. Let's cover some basic things, then we will go to the other harder topics, right? So yeah, let's start with some basic topics. First of all, let's start with our first basic program, that is we have to print our function something. So we can write system.out.println, and like you can see some suggestions is also there. If I try to write println, you can see that it's a void type, and I can directly write from click here and you can write everything. So I am trying to print hello Yogesh, right? So I'm trying to print this. So this is the very first program, right? And I'm printing hello Yogesh, right? So if I try to click this button, so through this you can run this code, and our code is running, and you can see that our output it's printed hello Yogesh, right? So I think you're able to see that something is printed in the console, right? So now the second thing is that I think like in C++ you used to write like this, cout, and then you used to write hello Yogesh, right? So you write like this, but in Java you are going to write like system.out.println, right? So I will be explaining one more thing. Like you can see that here it's written, right, write your code here, and something slash is given in front. So you can see that this is not running, right, but you can see that it's written in this code, right? So basically it's a comment section, like you can say it's for commenting anything. So if you're writing any code and you want to know that what this segment is doing, what other segment is doing, for example, you are writing a very big code, right? This is one code, this is one section, this is other section. So you can write a comment section like giving a double slash, and you can write a comment that will be justifying that what is written inside this per segment. Again, you are writing a comment here, and this will justify what is written in this segment. So for that only this comment is given. Yeah, so you can also use this comment for your purpose, right, according to your code, right? So that was everything about comment. This is the first line of code, that is hello world, right? So one more thing, you can simply write print like this, system.out.print. You can directly write only print, and inside this also you can write for example hello Salish, right? So I'm writing hello Salish. So you will be saying what is the difference between print ln and only print. So basically print ln means after printing you will be redirected to the next line, and if you write only print, then it will be printed and you're not going to redirect in any another line. For example, if I try to run this code, so in the first line hello Yogesh will be printed, and the second line hello Salish will be printed, right? But if I try to reverse this thing, like if I try to reverse this thing, so first I am doing print only, so hello Salish will be printed, but we are not going to in the next line, that is ln is for the next line. Hello Yogesh will be also printed with hello Salish only in the same line only. So if I try to run this code, so you can see that after hello Salish, hello Yogesh is also printed. So if you want to print something and you want to go in the next line, then use ln, that is print ln. Otherwise you have to use only print, right? So this is a basic difference between print and print ln. So if you want to use some shortcuts, so you can write SOUT. You can see that it's written print a string to system.out. You can directly write enter, so this line will be completed. So there are lots of shortcuts, there are lots of recommendation you can use. That's why I really love IntelliJ, and in VS Code also there are lots of recommendation, but currently doing internship, so from the last 3 to 4 months I am working in IntelliJ, so this UI is, I don't know, I am loving this UI, right? So you can use VS Code as well, it's your wish. Yeah, so this was everything about these two things. So let's talk about variables. What is variables? So I will be going a little bit fast because it's a very simple topic. Like you can say that my name is Yogesh, right, and I am boy, right? So you can say that I am a boy, right, but my name is Yogesh. So I can say that what is Yogesh? Yogesh is a boy, right? So similarly, you have some datas, right, and you want to store them in something. I'm not going in that thing that where you're going to store, but you have to name, right? Like my name is Yogesh, your name will be something else, your name will be Ramesh, someone name will be Suresh, someone name will be Salish. So to identify those information, that how we can identify those things. So anyone can identify me by my name, that is Yogesh. So you can see that variable is also a name to a particular value, particular data, right? So like for example, 500 rupees, right? So if we want to identify what is this, so this is 500 rupees, right? So we can see that it is a money, right? You can say it is a money, so you can directly write money equals to 500. So you can see that if I am saying money, then simply you are trying to say about this 500, right? So you can say that it's a name, right? It's a name, and this is a value. Like Yogesh is a name and boy is a value. Similarly, in that way you can say money is a name and 500 is a value. So I think basic concept of values and variables is understood by you, and I'm writing equals to this. So this is an assignment operator, like you're assigning this money to this 500, like 500 will assign to this money variable, right? So 500 equals to money is equals to 500. So this is your assignment operator, right? So this is just of variable. I think you know about variables, so I'm not going into depth of this what is variable. So let's talk about data types, right? let's talk about what is data types. So this is very important. Like you can say that if you want to store something, right? So for example, I think in my Java C++ series in my second channel also I've explained you about the water example. Like I have a glass of water, so this is my glass. I have a bigger beaker, I have a huge tub. So I'm not good at drawing, so you can think of this, it's a big tub, right? So if you have a very small amount of water, so you can store those water in spoon as well, right? You can store that water in spoon as well. If you have very little much of water, if you have some more water, you can store in this glass. If you have more water, you can store in a beaker. If you have more water, then you can store in a tub and something like a container, right? So according to the amount of water, you are storing those things in some different containers, right? So you can say that these are different containers. Spoon is also a container, beaker is also a container, glass is also a container, tub is also a container, but to store different amount of waters, right? So data type, you can say it's a kind of a container to store some values of different sizes, right? So if I talk about some examples, so you can talk about byte, char, int, long, float, double, string. So these are the data types. Like its size is 1 byte. You can say char type is 2 bytes. Similarly, int type is 4 bytes, long is 8, float is 4, double is 8, like this, right? So these are the different spaces occupied by this data types, right? So what is like this int? So int is used to store some data from 1 to 10 to the power 9. So if you have a number which ranges from 1 to 10 to the power 9, so you can store in int. If you have some characters like a, b, c, d, x, y, z, you can store in a char. If you have a very big numbers more greater than 10 to the power 9, you can store those things in a long. If you have a decimal data, you can store in this float and double. If you have decimal informations, then you can store in double and float, right? So if you have a sentence, if you have a name, then you can store in a string. Like if you have a name as Yogesh, you can store this in a string. If you have a sentence, then you can store that thing in a string, right? So these are the data types. I think according to the sizes, you have different type of data types, right? Like for 10 to the power 9, you have int. More than that, you have long. If you have 10 to the power 18, then you have long int, right? So according to your requirement, you have different data types, right? So I think data type is clear with you. Also, there are two types of data types, that is primitive. You have primitive and non-primitive, right? So I will be explaining you about primitive, non-primitive. Like in this example, you can see that this byte, char, short, int, long, float, double are primitive, string is non-primitive, and classes are also non-primitive. So I will be explaining the difference between primitive, non-primitive. I will go deep dive into the string part, so we will cover those part in the next videos. I think this part is clear with you all. I hope you have understood till here, right? And wait for us in some other videos in the other lectures, right? So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you understood everything, and if you've understood the things, comment down below. So that's it, let's meet in some another video. Till then, if you're liking this video, then please like this video. Okay, that's it, let's meet in some another video. Till then, bye bye.